Hey folks, Dirk here at GC Blues 45. Now folks, this is a very special DTV. I want to tell you, be on the lookout for counterfeit jerseys. That's right. There are authentic pros, some people selling so-called authentic pros online saying that they're legit, but they're not. They are counterfeit. There's a guy on Facebook Marketplace, he is selling them. Now I'm not going to say his name, but he is selling counterfeit jerseys and he can get in serious trouble. And he has blocked me. Yes. I even messaged him. You're selling something counterfeit, dude. Do you want to go to... He has blocked me. I can't send him messages. Because he knows he's in the wrong. Now, folks, I want to tell you this. All the jerseys that you'll see that are Phonetics brand. Now, I don't know about the breakaways, but if it's the Authentic Pro or the Premiums, this is the tag you'll have. And as you see, this part, it's like a holographic effect. You see, it got like a rainbow effect to it. Hold on here, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. So, that's one thing. Second is your tag, the NHL tag, which is no longer that big tag. This is now the current tag. And as you see, when you change it, it'll go from NHL to League LHN, which stands for League Hockey National. So that's another thing. Also, the languages will be both in French and in English. Right here. Also, right here on the back, the holographic effect is on the back. But folks, please beware. If you see anyone selling a counterfeit jersey online, just know how to look for it, and I'll show you that. I'll be right back. I'll grab one of my Phonetics brand jerseys. Okay, I'm back. Now, the one thing to look for is right here in the fight strap. If you see a different shaped fight strap, basically this little area or a little bigger that's barely stitched on, clear sign of a counterfeit. The letters will be bubbly and glossy. Basically, they're just stitched on. They're not ironed on and then stitched. Letters will be wrong too. Basically, the wrong letter font. And they'll stitch the letters into the jersey and the nameplate at the same time. That's wrong too. The logos are the same way. They're just stitched on. They're not stitched and heat pressed on. And how can you tell if it's just that? You can look at it right here. And also another thing about counterfeit stitching is you'll have a bunch of little paper. As you see, you don't have it here. But this is heat pressed on and then it's stitched on. That's how you can tell a true, legit jersey from a counterfeit. So buyer beware. Another thing is you'll have a bunch of cross stitching in this. And also sometimes this will even be glossy and bubbly. And sometimes it'll be off color. That's another thing. Off color jerseys. Oh, and by the way, this is the tag for the premiums. The Authentic Pros are just a tad bigger. They're about to right here. And it'll say Authentic Pro and a little bit, and also say Made in Canada. So, yeah. So that's how you can tell the difference between that and the. But literally, folks, buyer beware. If you buy anything counterfeit, you are also supporting sex trafficking rings terrorist organizations, drug cartels, and Kim Jong-un. That is right. You are supporting a lot of bad stuff. Because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out where the money's really going when you buy counterfeit jerseys. And it's actually been reported that the money is not feeding someone's family, it's not paying off someone's debt. It's actually going to terrorist organizations like Al Qaeda and ISIS. Like, here's a good one, for example. You may be hearing about that attack at a concert hall in Russia, and ISIS, six, the same organization that did that thing in uh, Afghanistan when we were on our way out, claimed responsibility. That's how they got the money to do that attack for counterfeit jersey sales. And the reason why Kim Jong Un gets involved is China is funding his nuclear project. That's right, folks. China is funding his nuclear project. He's getting 50% of sales transferred from yen. So that $20 or $40 jersey you're buying, he's getting it in yen. So $10 to $20 in yen could translate to probably 500 to 1,000 yen. And he's getting that to fund his nuclear mission, folks. And you cannot believe me all you want. Okay, I'm saying this. You cannot believe me all you want. You can say, oh, I'm fibbing. Oh, that's not true. Go ahead and don't believe me. But when another terrorist attack happens, or another girl gets traded off for doing God knows what, and someone as young as your child. Yeah, and folks, let me tell you something. There's kids as young as 2 years old in the sex trade industry. And how I know this, by the way, how I know there's kids in the sex slave industry was called watching ABC undercover news reports through 2020. That's how I know. They did an undercover report. And they got a term called yum yum for the kids. Yeah, I'm not saying what it is, but they got a term called yum yum. Like if you actually go because they did it, but does she know what it? No, she only knows yum yum. She only knows yum yum. Makes you sick to realize that you're supporting evil when you buy counterfeit goods. It should make you sick. That's why I will never buy counterfeit stuff. That's why you'll never see me buy anything counterfeit. Jerseys, I will never buy a counterfeit jersey. Literally, I will never do that. Once I found out where the money is really going, I made a mission to never buy anything counterfeit. And also, the leagues are not seeing that money. The players are not seeing that money. And that's another thing. The reason why we pay so much for our jerseys and stuff is because of player contracts. So, you might see a nice, for hockey, nice Jordan Bennington jersey. Now, that could be $250, but that $250 is going to a team, and Jordan Bennington gets probably $50 a jersey. I'm just saying. The Blues get their cut, and so does Jordan Bennington. He gets his cut. But finding out that Phoenix is only giving the NHL, the whole league, about 2 to 5% in sales, that's ridiculous. Literally. Why give that much to the league and you're charging like 250? You could charge the same prices and give the league, they could charge the same prices and give the league 40 to 50%. They should, but they don't. They're only giving them 2 to 5. And that's ridiculous. Now, I don't know the exact numbers for pool hockey, how much they give to the league when people buy jerseys from them or a player jersey. I don't know the exact percentage from that. But I definitely know about phonetics. So, folks, remember, don't buy anything counterfeit because you're supporting a lot of evil. Because it's not supporting someone's family. It's not supporting someone paying out their debt. It's going to a bunch of evil. It is. How would you like it if you found out that someone is the same age as your kid that's in the sex slave industry or the sex trade industry and is getting traded off for God knows what? How would you like that? It will make you sick. Or how would you like to know with buying counterfeit jerseys, you're continuing that never ending train going through bringing in more drugs? Or you're helping Kim Jong Un get his nuclear mission and stuff? Or you're helping Al Qaeda and ISIS on their next terrorist attack? Because let me tell you something, the top 85%, I already gave you the 50, which is Kim Jong Un. 35% goes to Al Qaeda and ISIS. That 85%, folks, let me tell you something. 35% goes to Al Qaeda and ISIS. 50% goes to Kim Jong Un. That 85% that I just gave is enough to put you behind bars for treason. Mm-hmm. Literally, it's enough to put you behind bars for treason. Because it is a treasonous act that you are funding terrorism or a dictator who wants to destroy everyone. And then remaining 15%, 10% goes to the drug cartels and 5% goes to sex trafficking rings. Now you know where all 100% of the money goes. So do not buy counterfeits, folks. Do not. And the best thing with a counterfeit jersey, use it as a dog bedding. Give it to your dog. Let your dog scratch it all up. Get his mangy fur and all that stuff on it. Or use it as a rag. You should never wear them to a game. Never wear a counterfeit jersey to a game. You stick out like a sore thumb. And I have seen tons of counterfeits. From baseball all the way up to hockey. And I could tell a counterfeit hockey jersey when I see one, and I know the difference. I know the difference between a counterfeit baseball, basketball, and football. They're getting better with, but when it comes to hockey and baseball, I could tell the difference. So, folks, it's buyer beware. Do not buy counterfeit jerseys. Know what to look for. Now, when it's baseball, the tags are papery. The hologram will not change. Same thing with the NFL. The hologram won't change. The tags are papery. NBA, it's the same way, folks. The hologram's different. It won't change. It's just it's just really shiny paper, and the tags are real papery. So be on the lookout, folks. Really, be on the lookout. Don't buy counterfeits, folks, because you are supporting a lot of evil. And this is a warning. You continue buying counterfeits, folks. Literally, you will be sending a lot of bad things. And let me tell you something. I'm actually thinking of getting a law passed where it'll be illegal to buy counterfeit jerseys. This with the same penalty as to to sell them, which is a $2 million fine or 10 years in federal prison. Literally, folks, stop buying counterfeit jerseys. If you don't want to go to jail, or should I say prison, stop buying them. Because if I had to go to Washington to testify in front of the Judiciary Committee of Congress or the Senate, I will present this evidence on where the money really goes. And once I present the evidence, they have no choice but get the law passed. They have no choice. And President Trump will sign it. This video took a while for me to do. And I want to issue the warning. So please, folks, stop buying counterfeit stuff. Yeah, you might be saving a couple bucks, but you're not. And you're not feeding someone's family, or you're not helping pay someone's debt off. You are giving your money to Kim Jong Un, Al Qaeda and ISIS, drug cartels, and sex trafficking. That's where you're giving your money to, folks. You think I'm joking? Contact your local office of Homeland Security Investigations and tell them, hey, there's a guy on YouTube that said, hey, if I buy a counterfeit jersey, I'm giving my money to Al Qaeda and ISIS, Kim Jong Un, drug cartels, and sex trade or sex trafficking. Is he right? Or is he just selling a bunch of bull? And they will tell you, I am correct. That's what you're really supporting when you buy counterfeit jerseys, folks. Literally, that's where it's really going. If you don't like it, tough crap. I'm going to say tough cookies because you should know that buying counterfeit jerseys is wrong and the money is not going where you think. Literally, the money's not going where you guys think it's going. It's going to a bunch of bad. So remember that. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember, I love you folks. Comment below if you got any questions. And I'll see you guys soon. Until then, peace.